Assalamu alaikum viewers, and thank you for tuning in again. And this is our second video. It's sort of continuing on from the previous video which we did with Roy and Zubair. But today we have another two of our very special VIP clients, Brother Babar, not Babar Azam, and Brother Uthman Sheikh. So welcome. Why don't you introduce yourselves to the viewers?
Uthman.
I don't know, I've been shopping at Scent Salim since, I don't know, about 4 years, 5 years now, at least. Now my room's full of their products. The house is full of their products.
Nice to hear.
Yeah, it's the highlight of my week.
That's good, thank you.
Myself, I've got to know of the brand through my brother Uthman, and mashallah, he's got a very big range, quite impressive scents from all around the world that you might not experience anywhere else, especially in the UK.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I think a lot of clients, one thing just came to my head now was, once I had this Saudi Arabian customer from Saudi Arabia. He was a student, and he came in and he was quite surprised at how we've got so many oud products in our shop in the UK. So after 2 weeks, he said, I'm not going to buy anything today, but I'm going to come back in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks he came back, and he was graduating. I didn't know that, he didn't tell me this, but he was graduating from Leeds University, I think in a master's or something, and his full family came, like 20 people. So all his 20 people, he bought them here. He said, look at this, there's a shop here which sells ouds. Because a lot of the shops you go to, they might have sprays and like air fresheners, but the actual agar wood, like this, the one we burn, I'll burn some here as well. The actual agar wood that we burn, not many people have that in this country. So this was quite surprising and nice, compliment for us as well. So Uthman, so what makes you come to Scent Salim?
It's funny you mentioned the story about the customer from Saudi Arabia. When I first came, through a friend I came across Amwaj, the brand.
Okay.
So I remember when I came to your shop in 2017, it was at the old branch.
Old branch, yeah.
I remember I came in and you said, what do you like? I said, I've heard of a brand called Amwaj. I said, I heard of this brand called Amwaj. I was expecting it to be met with, yeah, I've heard of it, I've got some of their stuff. He took me over to a cabinet, a really wide cabinet, actually it was
I remember,
a broad cabinet.
Oh yeah, the one in the middle.
With about 30 products of Amwaj, discontinued products like Tribute, like Asrar, like a few of these. Things I've never heard of in my life. I said, how do you know of this? I didn't expect this. And thereon I think I bought 2-3 batches of Tribute from you. But it's just, it's incredible the level to which you sort of specialised in these sort of.
No, because I think previously people have asked me about Amwaj, for example. They're nice people, so we don't want to be talking about them too much on the video. But last year I was invited to their factory. So in March time, I met the CEO and also the creative director, who's a very nice man, Reynolds, I think his name was. And they're creating some new attars. But I asked them why they've discontinued these ones. And the main reason was because it's a big commercial brand. They supply duty-free worldwide, airlines, big shops like Selfridges. And they wanted to concentrate mainly on their spray range and their candles and their hair and beauty products. But their attars, I'll be honest with you, I've been using perfume like 20 years. I've still not come across anything close to this. This is definitely in my top 5 even till today. And some of the people, how complex this is, the frankincense, the rose, and how it's blended together. And they actually gifted me one. So that's in my house. They gifted me a 30ml one. So I'm grateful to one of the managers there. And they said, what's your favourite? And he was quite fascinated that someone from the UK knows so much about the attars.
These are discontinued, right? How long have they been discontinued?
Maybe 5-6 years, but they still make it for the local market here and there. That's what I've heard. Because when I went to the factory, they were selling some there, but they said it's just for the Oman, I think the factory store,
But this wasn't originally open to the UK, was it, or the US or anything?
Well, no, Harrods did sell it.
Is it?
Yeah. Harrods did sell it 12 years ago.
12 years,
yeah. But they had it for about a year or two, I think, then they just maybe stuck to
this. Because when I first came to try these, I searched far and wide. I didn't find anywhere that was sort of open, what sort of retail that supplies this.
No, but I couldn't buy them directly from Amwaj because they didn't sell them. So I'll just give you look, I've got a box there with about 40 inside. So we've got this, we've got about 30-40 of the top sellers here. So we've got Asrar, Homage and Tribute, definitely the top 3. So I acquired this from different sources. So once a Debenham store called me from Iran. I think it was Debenhams or something, and they said that we've closed down, but we found you on Google. And he said they were closing down and they had some Amwaj stock. And he said, I'm one of the managers here, I want to sell it to you. And I said, how many bottles? He said, 400, 500 Attar bottles. And I said, how are you going to ship it over? How am I going to send the money? And because the communication wasn't accurate, we couldn't buy them. But again, someone contacted me via eBay. Someone's father used to work in the British Army, who was collecting Attars and Ouds, so 20, 30 years ago. But they passed away, and they had a big collection. So they said he kept 1, 2 for himself, for a memory of his father, but the remaining stock, he put it on eBay. And I said, look, don't sell it. I'm going to come to Durham. It was in Durham, and I'll buy it all of you. And that's how I acquired a lot of it as well. So I've been, finding it from different sources, not just ring a Muaj up and then, ship it over here. But it's, they come from different places. But what's your favorite? Is it definitely Tribute as well?
Of the oil range, yeah, Tribute.
Okay. Generally, what's your like, top 5 at the moment?
In a Muaj or in my general
Overall. Like from our products as well, what do you enjoy wearing? I know you take Dubai Oud a lot.
Yeah. To be fair, that was the Mukhallat that you made, Mukhallad Salim. That was really nice.
Oh yeah, that's
really nice.
Smoky and
Very smoky, very good. There's even your Oud range. I think I took it out to we went for an impromptu fragrance meet at a local tea place. Me, Barbara, and another friend of ours.
You had quite a few Cambodians there. As
well.
Yeah,
all of which that I purchased from you. The Thai.
Have you tried the new ones? We recently got.
Not
so
entirely
we got a Strat Oud, the new one, Sri Lankan, and some sinking grade Indian Ouds. Very, very unique. Even Chinese Oud now. We've got some Chinese Ouds as well.
I recall you had a Borneo Oud. That was incredible.
Yeah.
That didn't last.
Hard to get.
I can imagine.
Some of my stock, because I've got a list of like 500 customers on the 2 WhatsApp groups. So I don't sometimes even send it to them. I send it to 10 people and they said, okay, I'll have it. So it's not something that, even a lot of this stuff, I can't sell it. It's not on the website. It's not in the shop. But again, if someone comes and they want something, we'll give it to them.
I understand. There was I recall you saying that you actually worked on some projects with some old distillers as well.
Oh yeah. We've been distilling for 10 years. So like Aga Aurora has done some distillation for us, and other elite distillers. So we
Is
have
that the one I came back to get two from.
Yeah. You got 2 from them. So we have a budget in mind, say 20,000-30,000 pounds, and we want to distill one. We want to do one distillation, and maybe 100 grams, 150 grams of wood. So you get a few, maybe 50-60 grams of wood chips, and then you get maybe 100 grams of wood oil. And then once that finishes, we get another batch. Again, all the Thailand ouds will be similar. They'll be like creamy, leathery. All the Cambodian ouds, again, they'll be similar. Wild ouds from Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, they'll be slightly different. But again, it's very hard to get those. Very hard to, there are some, mashallah, elite, distillers like Ansar, these guys. They've got some good ouds because they go far and wide and search for, like unique pieces. And I wear them myself as well.
That's really how they become bespoke, isn't it? Because of
they only do that, yeah. So I rate them oud distillers. I think overall, every perfume company should be complimented. They've all got some good products. I think, especially the commercial brands, they've all got some good products out there. They're not just famous for no reason, But what do you enjoy, Babar? What do you enjoy?
I've experienced quite a few Cambodians and the Thai ouds. Some of the Ensars I've come across previously as well. I like the sort of the aspect of the wild ouds, but like you said, it's they're in short supply. Once they finish, they're finished.
That's it.
They are from very old trees and stuff. But there is a lot of people out there that are currently farming ouds to a good quality and a good standard.
100%.
And it's not taking anything away from a farmed oud to a wild oud. They are both very nice experiences.
Yeah, wild oud I think is just too hard to find now because you see that times where we've gone past it. Yeah. So even when I was speaking to Ajmal team, and they were saying, look, it's all plantation oud they've got in Assam, because the tree takes maybe 30-40 years. It's like fast growth, 30-40 years to grow. It's producing oud plantation. Even in Thailand, it's like 3rd generation of distillation going on there. Mohsin, what about you? You've been working at Scent Salim for 6 months. So what do you like? What's your top 5-6 scents? What's your?
One of my favorites on always something that could never disappoint would have to be the either the Deer Musk or your own Dubai Oud. Something that I always get compliments of when I'm in college or just out and about.
Really, Deer Musk
college. That was brave, isn't it?
Yeah. Brave move that is.
You can't really go wrong with it, to be honest. So,
not looking to make friends or anything now.
That's nice. So any other questions for today?
Just you're quite passionate about it, and you mentioned in your other video regarding how you sort of started on when you were in madrasa and how things sort of. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
In 5 years, look, long term is to make a factory in the UK, but the factory I want it to be a museum as well. So I want to showcase the product. It's not about making the money now. So we've got, alhamdulillah, we're content with what we've got. We don't want to be very rich. We just want to be passionate about the products, but at the same time give back to the community. So I can see, because I've had clients who have flown over to see me and see our products, and that sometimes makes us think, wow, we must be doing something right. People from Scotland, London, they always come to see us. There's many shops out there, John Malone's, they got Creed, they got so many good brands out there, but they want to see something antique, original. So the whole point of the museum and the factory will be, we'll do some of our production there, but we'll have like a college university type where schools can bring their children for a away day or for a school trip. We can have people coming in from all parts of the UK and also abroad. So when they type in, maybe hopefully in 10 years or 5 years time, when they type in like top 10 tourist attractions in England, maybe one of the top 10 tourist attractions, something unique and different.
Of course, yeah, because
so you've got Buckingham Palace. What else comes up? Harrods. I don't know. Alton Towers.
Things like that.
Yeah.
But you could see how. Because obviously we live in the UK and we're not that overly familiar with ouds and scents 100%. And smells. There are countries like you say, Bahrain, UAE, Oman, where people, it's big part of their culture.
100%.
This is done on a daily basis in their masjids, in their homes. So they're familiar with that, and their children, they want to encourage and teach them about their culture. And they,
You see, going back to this, recently we did with the last team, FND, he did some videos for me on animation videos about the benefits and spiritual benefits of perfume and oud. So going back to this, especially with the coronavirus, I'll give you a small example. In March, I was in Oman and I bought frankincense. So we've got some frankincense there, Omani grade. I distilled with my own hands. I came back, that's the oil for it, first grade oil. When I came back, people were saying, oh, this coronavirus has come from Wuhan and all this. So the frankincense sold out within 1 month. People were thinking frankincense, it has the element to, finish and extinguish the virus and everything. Same with, oud, rose, they've all got spiritual benefits, because we get that on a daily basis. People say they've got depression, they're suffering from this illness. So this is a separate side of perfumery. It's not just about smelling good. Personally, when I go to duty free and these normal branded shops, I get a headache in 10 minutes. It's all chemicals. I work in my shop, I'm in my shop sometimes 10 hours a day, or in my office 10 hours a day, surrounded with perfume. And when I go back home, I think, okay, shall I burn some oud today or not? I've already been around perfume for 10 hours, and sometimes I still decide to burn more oud, because it's part of me, but again, it's beneficial.
Interestingly enough, within that point, where now, like post-COVID, in this current sort of climate we're in, we're very, you can say we're very conscious of mental health,
100%.
Things that trigger our sort of awareness, our whatever we kind of do on a daily basis. It's something that how we sort of navigate our whole day, how we navigate our lives. The one fact that we sort of see now is everyone wants to feel good. The whole reason why someone would get a haircut, why someone wears whatever they wear, is to feel good. The one point I was talking to someone about earlier on, and me and Barbara spoke about this over the weekend, was it last weekend? We were talking about oud, because oud's expensive. The reality of oud is, oud's a very expensive product, whereby on one side you can get a designer fragrance for £20 or something, like an EDT or 50ml. Then you got oud that's, I don't know, in the few hundreds of pounds for 3ml. What you found is like, with how that makes you feel good, you'll spray that in the morning, you'll go out, you go to work, you go about your business. It's very different to how this would make you feel.
Oh, 100%.
It's very sort of, I don't know how you can say it.
It's a mood enhancer.
Yeah.
I think, look, going back to the point, look, we're behind the counter for 10, 12 years now. And I think we're one of the first brands to introduce oud into the West. So when we go for exhibitions in London, in Europe, we exhibit all over. When people say, they mention to us, they use Creed, they use Tom Ford, but when they move to oils, they don't go back to sprays. So that's one very big compliment for the product and the product itself, the natural element of it. So those customers who used to buy sprays, they go back to this. Then the next part is candles. People use candles every day. Bakhoor. So again, candles, diffusers, air fresheners is one side. When people start going on to Bakhoor, this is another level. Not just spirituality, making the house smell good, making the car smell good. So, you know, people come for car treatments. So they bought a car with pet smells or, you know, strong cigarette smells. They've said they've tried everything. They valeted the car with the £50 car valet, but nothing happened. And then we burned Bakhoor or frankincense in there once, and they said the smell's gone. So, you know, Oud, I think, again, because of the Emirates, people are using, you know, going to Emirates, using Emirates Airlines, Qatar Airlines. They're getting exposed to Oud a bit more than before. Yeah. Because when even our city centre branch, you know, a lot of the non-Asian, non-Arabic clients, they always mention, oh, we saw it in Dubai airport, or we saw it in Dubai mall, but we didn't know what it was, or someone put it on us. But now, you know, we're educating people. So that's one thing we're taking the lead on, is educating. That's why we create a lot of leaflets, a lot of catalogues, a lot of information of ours is out there. So we want people to appreciate the product.
Because that's what passion for it does.
Yeah, it's not just about coming and buying something. Yeah. I wouldn't want a person to just come once and go back, but we want people to, you know, explore the products.
You're creating awareness about what is available, firstly, via yourselves, and secondly, your passion. You want to make people, you know, it's something that people will enjoy and benefit from, and you want everyone to sort of benefit
especially from our point of view, like, so we're all Muslims, us guys, you know, it's sunnah. Yeah. So one of the dearest things to our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the Oud, you know, perfume scent. So this was very, you know, close to him. So this is one other element that we can, you know, relate to. And we've seen in the Arabian world they're wearing it and they're using it here in different forms. So hopefully, you know, like 5 years, I know we're going back to that point, but hopefully I would love to, you know, have that museum up and running in a factory.
You know, I used to mention the point about the Muslim, the Islamic side. For us, a lot of what we try to recreate on a daily basis is nostalgia. Yeah. When you go out to get food, you look and think, that's kind of like what mum makes. Yeah. That's what we look for. We pay good money for that. The same thing with this is from the most holy mosque, with Masjid al-Haram, it's, you know, everything around you is fragrance. The Kaaba, the flooring, everything, even how they disinfect everything is all with fragrance. Rose, yeah. So when you come to our local masjid, it's the same thing. So we talk about how this is a part of our deen. Beyond that, it's from growing up from a younger age when your parents would take you to the masjid.
That connection is there, yeah.
It's always, the masjid has always been fragrant, rather it should be. And that's why it's kind of stuck with us generally, and especially with a good point you were making on oils, which I wanted to add on. You know, whilst other fragrances come with alcohol, obviously I'm not taking anything away from alcohol, is the fact that them fragrances are made to project, so they're for other people. Oils are close to the skin because they're for you. It's an entirely different sort of perspective.
Yeah, 100%. The feeling the scent oils give, a spray can never give that, I think, personally. You know, that's a personal thing.
It's very intimate. It stays very close to you.
Yeah, it makes you feel like a lot better.
Long term, our ambition is also to create more products. Yeah. So we've done our home range, which has got some, you know, air fresheners. We've got our candle diffusers. We've got hand wash, shower gel, cream, even a body lotion, and they've been created very, you know, slowly, properly. And we're not wholesaling that because we don't have enough stock, because they're made very slowly and we can't supply everyone. That's great. But again, no. Any more questions?
There's actually one point I want to go back on to. I spoke to Barbara about this the other day. I brought my a box like this that was gifted to me.
The same box, I think.
It's in brown. If you remember the one I brought the other day. I was speaking about another point that actually brought me onto the Oud. So Oud is again your specialism. Something that brought me onto the Oud, which I showed Barbara, was your range of mukhallats. So it's, the Suyufi Ward, Suyufi Amber, Suyufi Sandal. These sort of transition for me to go from generally essential oils and such. So basically just got onto oil directly into the Oud range. Okay. So when you wear these things, you don't know what's that smell, what's that thing that makes it like. It's like Oud wood. Everything else is something we recognize. It's just there's something in there that's a bit different. And what is that? That's the Oud itself. So that's when we begin to start discovering what's in the Oud. So genuinely, I think anyone who hasn't had a look at your Suyufi Ward, which is rose, Oud with rose, Suyufi Sandal, which is Oud and Sandalwood. I know what you're saying.
Suyufi is type of Indian Oud. Yep. So we've blended them quite well together.
And I think the Suyufi is a sharper sort of Oud. I remember telling you something about the.
It's normally the people. There's a one like narration. They say that the corner, you know, the chips of the bark. I don't know if I've got a corner piece here, but it's normally, you know, like the sharp end where there's more of the wood. It's normally talking about that part.
So the Suyufi is made from that sharper part.
Sharper part. So it's got that bitterness. Little bit of
Absolutely.
bitterness, But thank you, viewers. I think that we don't want it to get too long, but hopefully we'll do another video. I think with you guys again, so we can explore some of these scents. I think we've got too much here, but because we've got some clients again, purchasing as well. And if anyone else wants to come down and collaborate with us, for us to showcase our range to them, do email us at sales@scentsalim.com or get in touch via our Facebook page. Thank you.